This is unbelievable. Unbelievable.
This particular story is so painful. This case on ground is so painful. It's tearing my skin. I'm someone that knows that court proceedings or court dealings does not rely on sentiments, does not rely on passion, does not rely on what you think or what you believe. It solely depends on evidence, 100% on what the presiding judge decides or believes based on, facts, figures, and evidences and witnesses, and also, in some cases, the weight or the power behind the whole case. Court judgment does not rely on what people want or what you believe it should be. But this particular case of VDM, Bobrisky, Falana, EFCC, the prison service, especially with the involvement of the Falanas. The Falanas over the year is somebody that, the son, the dad, that we believe or is portrayed to be somebody that fights for the common man, especially with things that he has been involved with. When this case happened, okay, defamation of character or no defamation of character, quite all right. I know he has built his name and he has built this legacy, which, someone like me, I respect, because somebody you need to build, it's hard work building a name. And once you've built it, you don't want somebody, especially somebody younger than you don't want them to tarnish that image. But because over the course of VDM's fight, we know he's been fighting for the oppressed, we know he's been fighting for the poor, which aligns with what Fowles and the dad, the Falanas, quote, they stand for, that we believe that is what they stand for. I would have thought the dad, okay, fine, when Fowles came out, oh, you defamed my family, when the sister came out, oh, all that bash, and the dad was silent for a couple of days. I would thought, oh, that man would not follow them and do all those kind of things because he's known for fighting for the oppressed, fighting for the poor, fighting for the masses. And I was thinking, okay, this man would call VDM, call his son, guys, let's stay focused. We are fighting the same cause here. We are fighting for the oppressed. We are fighting the system that is oppressing us. Don't let us have division here. My son, VDM or whatever, the way you have approached this case, even though you have exposed some things, but the way you have approached it is beginning to tarnish my image. I see it as you are tarnishing my image. And this, this thing will be settled like that. But then the dad came out and there were so many other things. And then he said he wasn't going to take him to court because he is also somebody that is leading for freedom of speech, but that your freedom of speech should not make you damage other people's image. And he said that, and I think VDM also came out saying they should take him to court. Eventually, this case went to court. And in no time, judgment has been passed. Now we're seeing again that maybe the court did not say this guy should pay 500 million. But what I am trying to say here is that if this judgment can be passed so quickly like this, how come so many other judgments don't get passed? Okay, fine. That is where maybe man knows man has come in. Judgment has been passed sharply. 500 million, we don't even know if it is true because there are some stories saying no court said VDM should pay 500 million. Now, VDM has been ordered to go and take down all the posts and everything. And it seems VDM has not even said anything in the last 24 hours or since that judgment has been passed. All he did, what we saw was a video of him eating and chewing gum. The impact of this would not be so nice in the sense that what we will begin to see is, even though VDM might take the case to higher courts and all that, what are the chances if this can already be passed and all of this is done so quickly? What are the chances in the higher court? He needs a lot of more evidence. As I said, court deals with evidence, witnesses, and, proofs. He needs to be able to prove now that he did not defame the Falanas, which I don't think he did. Well, I'm not the court and I'm not the judge. So, as I said earlier on, the judge, it depends on what the judge decides. The judges are not like doctors. Doctors follow procedures. A doctor could be in big trouble for taking a decision outside the practice, whereas a judge can take any decision as it comes to him. He can decide to go A instead of B. He can decide to go B instead of V. He can decide to go F instead of P. Whichever way a judge feels, that's how they can do it. But my conclusion is that this is a big blow. This will be a very big uppercut. I'm not saying this is going to be the end of VDM, no, but this is a big blow in the masses, everyday people thinking that they will be getting justice. Because now, the corruption in the system, how B did not go to prison, how P helped B to stay in an apartment, how E collected money and dropped charges, all of that is now, we're not even hearing that. The person that exposed that corruption is the one landing in trouble. And we will not hear anything about B, P, or E if nobody takes them to court, because that is just the way these court things operate. They appeared in front of the legislative arm, but that is an inquiry. And as we saw that day during the proceeding, one of the legislators had already started saying, this is not an important issue. Why are we even deliberating on this? We have more important things. Well, it will be fair to know what is more important than corruption in one of the greatest government parastatals. I don't know what is more important on that day than that, but she knows. So, for us to be thinking that maybe this corruption or that the court system will favor the masses, or that our voices will be heard, or this or that, this is a big blow. This is a big dent on that thinking. This one pained me because even though, as I said earlier on, I know that court proceedings doesn't follow sentiments, doesn't follow what pains you or what does not pain you. That is not how court operates. But this particular one, because of the weight, the allegations behind it, that somebody that was meant to go somewhere did not go because he had influence, and all of that was exposed in the recording, and nobody is really digging deep to even find out what is happening, and especially for what Falanas stand for, that is in alignment with what VDM stands for. But instead of them to work hand in hand to expose that corruption, it has gone round to bite who exposed the corruption. We have a long way to go. Maybe the Falana will still go ahead to fight the system and say, why was B not in prison according to that recording? I don't know. But even now, you will see that most people that are even talking around this case now, all of us are even, we don't even know how to talk very well anymore. You see the impact of this court ruling. The impact is everybody will be treading carefully, because Kuala Shoroso. And that is what? the voices of the masses is getting what? Wọ́n ti fún pa. Kò sọ̀rọ̀ mọ́. This whole thing is anyhow now. So common man, only God will get. And in court, nothing like God, but only God will get. And nothing God cannot do does not exist. So common man, poor man, waiting for justice. Hey, VDM. I don't know, to be honest. Let me know what you guys think. But whatever we think, I don't think it matters. It will not matter. It has not really mattered. When VDM came into the picture, we thought, okay, fine. Somebody is leading our voice. But this voice is getting silenced. Oh, they will silence this voice. They will silence the voice. The voice might not want to silence. I know he will not want to give up. But the way it's going, ó máa fún pa. Ọ̀rọ̀ kò ní lè sọ ọmọ gan sef.